Hello, 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 YouTube. It's your girl, Ebony, Real Talk Therapy 101. Welcome back to today's episode. Winding down and getting ready to conclude our segment on Self-Care 104, Self-Preservation. I'm just kind of excited for today's conversation. If you're new here, please check out the entire week, the bio, so you can get some background information about who I am, why I do this, and what the purpose is, because I want you guys to be able to catch up and get to where we are and be able to continue to move forward. So true to form on every episode, as we're in our uncharted waters, we have a t-shirt that's themed for the intervention, the strategies, coping skills, whatever it is we're talking about for that week. And we have been heavy on self-care. I do want to take the time to say today that one of my really, really close sister friends checked on me today. And when she checked on me today, she didn't realize how much I needed to be checked on. And so I want to encourage you guys, when somebody is on your heart, they're on your mind, if you know how to get in touch with them, send them a little line, send them a note, send them something, because you never know how it will interact and do for your day. And this particular sister girlfriend was the one who asked me to do self-care. And I was able to share with her that when she asked me to talk about self-care, it prompted me to make this thing personal. And as I am having these conversations with you guys and hearing some of these things and topics and seeing some of these things and even hearing myself explain it in certain ways for the first time, it has been amazing for my own personal journey. Not real sure where my uncharted waters are going to take me from here, but I know I am in some waters that I've never been in before. I am at some crossroads that I've never faced before. I have some life-changing decisions to make that I never thought about ever having to make before. And if you're in those same places in your life, I guarantee you this channel comes from a sincere place, comes from a sincere heart, about as real as I could be for YouTube's regulations and rules. And as real as I could be for the fact that I respect that I may have some elders and others or some people who, you know, don't necessarily relate with the foul talking. So I just try to be relatable to everyone that's an adult from 18 to 80. This channel is for you. And it's to help you. If you're a parent, you can use some of these things to help your children. If you're not, you know, but it's just something to help us get through life, man. It gets tough out here. And sometimes you just need to hear from a cheerleader every now and again. And she shared with me, she said, you know what, you're always my cheerleader. You know, and when I don't hear from you or get things from you, I kind of figure something's going on. So it can either be a job, you know, she knows everything about me. So it's like the job, the ins and outs. I know you work, you're here and there. But just taking those few minutes and then accepting those few minutes, because, you know, I could have saw her message and kind of went on with my day and responded whenever, but I responded when it was needed, and it was what I needed. It was the get up and go that I needed today, that I didn't even know I needed. So sometimes, you know, we don't know, like I told you guys, you never know where your motivation will come from. You never know where your encouragement will come from. We're looking for it in places that it's supposed to come from in our minds, but sometimes you can be entertained by strangers, angels, whatever you want to call them, just to remind you that you are important. And so I wanted to share that because I'm big on letting people know that they're important. But today, somebody let me know that I was important and how important I was in their life. And it came at a time where I needed it most. So let's go into today's theme t-shirt as we keep talking about self-care and self-preservation. And I hope you guys can read that. I'm not quite sure, but you see it says, believe in yourself. And Real Talk Therapy 101. But I wanted to focus on the why a little bit in today's shirt. So, well, let me come back to that. Let's get in formation. Come on, let's get in formation, like Beyonce be saying. Okay. Shoes of the day. I hope. Ain't no telling what y'all see right about now. But these are the multicolor Vapor Max. You guys have seen them before. But they have that shade of yellow that is on my vinyl. And then it has the tan, or whatever you want to call this, khaki color also. So it blends in and it has a little olive green. But those are the kicks for today. And today's bag choice, our multicolored tote again, mainly because of that gold, that yellow. I just love that. And this is what we are carrying today. And for some reason, I can't get my selfie stick to do what I want to do. None of that. But today's shirt says, believe in yourself. So now we've gotten to a place of self-love and accepting who we are with all of our flaws, and we recognize that we're not perfect, and we don't mind discussing our issues and looking at ourselves and asking for honest opinions from those people that are around us, our support network. We've gotten to a place of self-awareness. We're more aware of who's around us, who's our support network, who do we share, our most intimate life details with, who do you trust with your most vulnerable thoughts. And if you can't talk to the one that you love and trust, who do you talk to? What do you do? And so in those instances, that's what this channel is created for. Because sometimes when you look outside of your support network, it can cause friction and trouble within your support network. And so, you got to develop a sense of safety. Who can know what? Who you trust with what? And that's why journal is good until you're able to read it. But all of those different things stem from now, after all of this awareness, we've developed a new reputation. We've built up a new energy for who we are. We've developed who we are right now so that we can learn how to preserve what we've developed. So for this story about this shirt, when I was making my shirts for this week, I am nowhere near, I think I've shared this with you guys, I'm not as good at designing, pressing, and making the shirts as my husband, but I'm an animal with it. Not as good as his sister, because we both kind of learned under her, but I'm an animal with some things. Everybody specializes in stuff. So when I made this shirt and I chose the design and it came time to peel, I didn't realize that I didn't have all of the Y that comes down for it to, to say you. And I don't know if you guys can see it that good, and I kind of hate because where it's at, so I'm not trying to be inappropriate, YouTube, but it's where the Y is. It looks like it's cut off, but whenever it came, and I thought I made a mistake, and I didn't want to ask for help, because I'm like, I don't ask for help. I should be able to know how to do this. I got to go through. So I thought I made a mistake until I got ready to press it, because when I peeled it, it just looked like the tail of the Y should have been longer. Well, when I pressed it, to my surprise, though, it came out exactly, how I designed it. And I was doubting because I couldn't see that I didn't make a mistake, because for so long, all I had been looking for was my mistakes. I focused on what I was doing wrong. I focused on where I fell short a lot. So my first initial take of the design was that, dang, I didn't do it right. And then I didn't ask for help. But you know what? I'm doing real talk. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell them, okay, real talk, your girl, made a mistake, didn't ask for help, da-da-da-da. Only for it to come in on today, where we are with talking, to say, no, I didn't make a mistake. And when I didn't focus on if I made a mistake, I was able to see that I sought out and did exactly what I wanted to do. And so in changing our behavior and in preserving ourselves, we even have to be careful with our thoughts. And this process is so good and it's so refreshing, because everything is aligned, whether you believe it or not. And there's a purpose in everything. And in the aligning, a lot of times you don't see it until you step out and look at it another way. I want to be able to see things in all dimensions now, because I was such a one-dimensional person. Once you made one mistake around me, I used to hold that one mistake over your head like a rain cloud. And then when I grew and got to a place of not doing that, I didn't want people to hold my mistakes over me like a rain cloud. But what I had to come to grips with, it was that just like I had my time, people need their time. And you know, if you got to hold a mistake in the cloud over someone's head for whatever reason, whatever it's doing for you, then you need to be allowed the autonomy to do it. But you also need to be geared up to accept the reaction that you may receive. Because a lot of times what we want people to say and how we want people to receive us is not going to happen that way. And you got to learn to be okay with that. You got to get to a place of preserving the fact that, hey, you know what, my feelings might be hurt, but you don't get the advantage of knowing it, you know, or you know what, I am going to look for the positive now because I looked for the negative and got so caught up in the negative for so long. Let me try to focus on something positive. And so in making this shirt and before all of that stuff happened, to kind of give me this intro. Yeah, hold on. Y'all know I got to open up the iPad and... okay. It ended up giving me such a revelation for what was going on and going through that I went through not being able to you know, fix, and I'm doing all of it all over again, be able to know where I was going. All because of how my day started. You know, I've shared with you guys that one of my grandmothers, I have to call every morning at a certain time and we have prayer, and that took place. And then it was like right after that, you know, now it's things that I need and want to do for me. I go ahead and do them. And it's building those things, those self-esteem things back up that either you've allowed people to tear down or that people have torn down. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, or that you have just simply torn down. You know, we are our worst critics. I'm looking for a mistake when I had done something right. So in where I wanted to originally go, we're going to use a good old song today by Journey called Don't Stop Believing. And I know at some point I was listening to this song for the music, of course. Didn't know the lyrics. Only knew the chorus. Don't stop believing. You know, and I finally, as I got into middle adulthood, started to look at lyrics of songs and started to, you know, see what these people are really talking about. And in this song, you know, they give different scenarios of feelings and things that they believe in, and they're encouraging you to hold on to them. So, you know, in the first segment is, yeah, if you know the song, you know, it's just a small town girl living in a lonely world. And I never said I could sing, but you know, he said she took the midnight train going anywhere, you know, and then it's just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. And so in that first verse of it, I like to think Journey is trying to describe, you know, a female from one part of the world, a male from another part of the world. They're taking the train going anywhere. And because I'm such a hopeless romantic, anywhere is where they're going to end up somewhere together, you know, and then you don't want to stop that feeling. Or he could just be saying, this is how this girl feels, this is how this guy feels as they get on the train, you know, going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, a smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile, they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. So the feeling of courting somebody, you know what I'm saying? Being somewhere on a date, and then, you know, and you guys saw my little self-care this past weekend, spending a little, you know, uninterrupted time with the guy. And, you know, you want to hold on to those feelings. You don't want to stop believing that that's how things can be when you're in love with someone. And when these people mean something to you, or when you're in a relationship. So, you know, when we're saying hold on to that feeling, you may end up losing that feeling during the course of whatever it is you're experiencing. It doesn't necessarily have to be, because he goes on. Let me go on. So everybody won't think this is just related to love, but he's like, street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. So he gives different examples of people trying to find emotions that they want to hold on to. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. So when you start believing in you and you start experiencing calms that you never had before, when you start believing in you and you start experiencing and seeing blessings and things happen right before your very eyes because you're getting ready to make life-changing decisions, and your circle is right there to support you and to help you, and you're not by yourself, and it's just a euphoric feeling to have people come together for you. That's a good feeling. And I'm holding on to mine from this morning. You know, when you're so accustomed to people coming for your head, stepping on your neck, you know, keeping you down, don't want you to advance, belittling you about your situation, coming at you about how you raise your kids, you know, telling you ain't nothing but a crackhead, telling you ain't gonna never be nothing, you ain't gonna never go nowhere, you know, telling you all of these things. You sorry, you low down, you whatever. Just beating you down. And never once coming back to lift you up. Those aren't feelings you want to hold on to. So these emotions of just being out here, going anywhere, you know, to feel a sense of life, you know. When my sister girl called me this morning, she was full of life. And I'm like, yo, we need each other to survive. Hey, Marvin Sapp, I believe, made that. That's one of them cliches I will never try to change. We need each other to survive. I need the enemy to teach me the survival skills for the enemies to come. I need the enemy. I need everybody. I need a fan and a cheerleader. Because at some point, you're going to teach me a life lesson. And remember, I shared with you guys that more and more, it's been strong on me that failure is an option. It may not be the option that we would like, but we say failure is not an option, and that's a lie. It is an option. And I'm just heavy on that, because if you feel like you failed at something, go back to the drawing board and see if that was really what you wanted to begin with. And if it was really what you wanted to begin with, try it again. But if you failed at something and you don't have no kind of feeling about it failing, and you failed this thing, and I don't know even if I really wanted to do it anyway, walk away from it. Accept the failure. Take the L. Walk away from it. At least you gave it a good fight. Growing up and still now, it's real talk. Okay, now, I'm the type of person that if it's a physical fight, I never expected to win. I expected there to be a fight. So if I lost, I was all right with it because I didn't expect to win. But somehow in these mental battles, the fight and the struggle becomes so different, and it's uncharted water because you've never been here. You don't even know how to respond here. You don't even know how to articulate. And articulate is a fancy word for say, talk and tell. You don't even know how to describe or tell somebody how and what you're feeling. Everything is rushing in because I'm fighting to preserve where I am right now. Get out of here with that. I don't want to hear that mess no more. I heard it the first time. Protect yourself by any means necessary. And I'm getting into tomorrow a little bit. But I'm telling you, sometimes it be the ones you least expect that would really, 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 you know, really, really, really try to tear you down. And you wouldn't even be understanding it because, you know, like, yo, this my friend, homegirl, or yo, this my cousin, or, you know, oh God, this my girlfriend, boyfriend, oh God, this my husband, wife. My great expectations have evolved. They're nothing like, you know, nothing like the movie. They've evolved. I now expect people to do what they've always done. Sad, but that's what it always ends up being. And I was one of those people, so it's easy to recognize. You know, I had used to do what I had always done, and it would always get me the same results. So then when I started making changes, I started seeing things, you know, go in different directions. And so you have to put in the work. You have to do and study and research yourself and know which parts of it that you want to preserve. I remember, guys, in situations I gave away this voice, all this voice I give to y'all every day. All of this knowledge and the way that I can explain and what I know, I would sit on it to help others feel comfortable in the environment. I put myself in uncomfortable places so that people around me could feel comfortable. Wasn't nothing healthy about that mentally. And some of those people know that that's what you do and expect you to continue to do it when they've, you know, I'm going to keep asking her for $40. I'm going to keep asking her, well, will she do this? I'm going to keep telling her that I can't find my clients so she can go out here and see them. I'm going to keep telling her that the production is down because she's not managing her team. I'm going to keep telling her. So now when I hear them voices, you ain't telling me, now you're talking to yourself. Because if that's what you still see in me and I know that I've evolved, fancy word for grow, I know that I've changed, then I can't try to fix and change your vision about me. All I can do is accept it. But remember, there's a reaction to every action. And the reaction is what we forget about. So in self-preservation, you can't go back to where you've worked so hard to come from. Because just like losing weight, I said this before too, I lost weight, but I'm telling you, it's easier to put it back on than it is to lose it. So if you go back from where you've come from, it's easy for you to stay stagnant and be back here in this place where you fought so hard to come out of, so that you can start accomplishing your personal goals. Gotta love yourself a little bit more. Gotta stand up for yourself a little bit more. Defend yourself a little bit more. Say what's on your mind a little bit more. And don't sugarcoat it. Say it. It has to happen. It's time for it to happen. In this self-care journey, you have gotten to a place of preserving who you fought so hard to be today. In this self-care journey, guys, you have woken up this morning and decided that today was going to be the day that you not go back. Remember, you're halfway there and you're going in the right direction. Some of it ain't going to feel good. Growing pains. It's going to hurt. And it's going to be a different kind of hurt. Because remember, you're in uncharted waters. You ain't never been here before. You ain't never hurt like this before. But you got to figure out how to manage. The lifeguard off duty. It's time to sink or swim. barbecue or mildew. It's time to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. Whatever that it is, you can do it. And people aren't going to like it, but that's okay. Because this one's for you. This one's for you. So thank you guys for stopping by today. Like I said, it's been a day, really good day. And I'm I'm grateful to be able to just share this intervention with you from a real place, from a real way that I'm feeling right now. You know, so it happens. Professionals need professionals, and everybody needs somebody. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. Let's take this thing to places that we know it can go. Get it to people that may or may not have access to it. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me some things you guys want to talk about. Because we're going to be wrapping up self-care real soon. Because we're at that preservation part of it. It's one last segment to that. And just let me know some topics you want to talk about. And let's break down and review and study to get there. So come back tomorrow for our last episode for the week. And thank you guys so much. Bye.